Yeah, but this is not what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
Why?
Because eventually, clowns die.
Yep.
Well, everybody dies.
Everyone dies. I would be more freaked out if they never died.
Yeah, an immortal clown would be scary.
That's how you're an immortal
Really
clown.
scary.
It's the most terrifying
The
thing
Highlander
ever.
clown is the ultimate clown.
If Sean Connery was a clown, though, I'd be in.
Fact of the matter is you imagine the concept of a ghost clown?
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
creepy.
Does
You
he
couldn't
attempt,
fight it.
right?
You couldn't fight it.
Or
If you
effectively
just-
run away from it. It just seems like it would be...
You'd just be terrified. I mean, because clowns already are just like, this is not right, and now it's a clown from the grave.
All right.
Not right at all.
Explain.
In December of 2002, in Liverpool, England, two boys, aged 10 and 13, were sleeping in their bedroom as their parents slept down the hall. At around 3 a.m., they were awoken by a sound. The sound of laughter.
All right.
The boys said it sounded like it was echoing, as if the laughter was coming from a cave,
Ooh, that's spooky.
That is
growing
spooky.
louder and louder.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
That's pretty creepy.
Fair enough.
The older boy rubbed his eyes and looked for the source of the sound. There he saw, standing in front of their door, blocking their way out, a transparent figure. It wore a cone-shaped hat, a white ruffled collar, and a red-colored one-piece suit. Its face was plastered with grotesque clown makeup, with a long, crooked, red nose, and black empty circles where his eyes should be.
Ew.
Oh, man.
This is a gnarly clown.
The young boy...
Yeah, but it seems
Gnarly
like...
Clown, great band, by the way.
Gnarly Clown.
Open for them in Tallahassee.
Really?
Yeah, it was a weird
Lots of
weekend.
kazoos. Lots
Yeah,
of
like
kazoos.
12. Like 12, I think.
Very, like, maybe too much kazoo.
Bicycle horn solos.
Right. There's
But that
definitely...
was really tasteful. Now, the young boy began to scream as the clown's laughter grew louder and louder.
Yeah.
The clown held one hand on his stomach and pointed his other hand at the boys as he rocked back and forth, howling with laughter.
So he's like, I'm going to eat your ass.
With your tummy.
Or possibly the entire kid. You know, he might not have stopped there.
It always seems like stereotypically, too, like in Liverpool, like the Lilliputian scream would be something like, Mom, Dad, I'm really scared.
Mom.
Help
Mum,
us.
help
Help
us,
us.
help
Help
us.
us.
Dom,
Sometimes
I'm
I'm
so-
Scared. He's really laughing hard.
The boys screamed for their parents, who, though they were just down the hall, heard nothing. The boys reported that there was a sickly, sweet smell in the air, and a green glow filled the room. The boys continued to yell for their parents as the clown's echoing laughter came to a crescendo, and then quickly stopped. The clown's face became deadly serious as he turned over his outstretched hand and curled his finger, beckoning the boys to approach. Finally, the boys grasped each other's hand and tried to run around the clown to get to the door.
Wait,
Jukes.
What, they tried to, like, Red Rover him? And knock him over?
No, he tried to go around him because the one held the younger one's hand.
Oh, I
Right.
see,
You
I
want to...
see.
Yeah. That's just more like a
Just,
protective...
you know, come on. Buddy system, dude.
I just thought you meant they were
Ghost
trying to, like, do
Clown.
a double, like a WWE,
Like they lock hands and go
double
off the
lariat
rope?
on Ghost Clown. Like,
Double
we've
lariat,
got this
yes.
nozzle. Of course we do, Tom.
That's sick.
Double lariat.
Finally, the boys grasped each other's hand and tried to run around the clown to get out the door. The clown reached out to grab the boys, but just missed as he screamed out an unintelligible word as they passed. The youngest boy says he felt a furry button on the clown's suit brush against his face as he passed.
Damn, that was close.
The boys ran into their parents' room, tears streaming down their faces. They told their parents what had happened, and they went to investigate. Of course, the room was completely empty.
I don't like this.
But the thick, sickly sweet smell was still hanging in the air.
What is sickly sweet? Like,
Just where it's just so like imagine drinking a ton of flat Mountain Dew, and just so much sugary.
Or
and just,
I would imagine, like...
I was gonna try to imagine a smell so sweet that it would be gross, and I
like
couldn't.
maybe
But that
apple
does make
cider
sense.
vinegar or something like that.
Well, also, like, working on a car when it's, like, super hot and you smell the coolant, and the coolant is super sweet, but when it starts
It's
burning,
tasty,
it's
too.
like... You're like, it's that kind of like that hard
Too
work
much?
of like
Okay.
metal and
All right.
sweet. It's like doesn't match.
Perfect.
because I use that term a few more times coming up, so I'm glad we established
Perfect.
a baseline.
That acrid...
Perfect.
Acrid,
There
nice,
you go.
acrid. I could put that, but I'm totally not going to. Now, a few weeks later, a family member passed away, and the family attended the wake. Upon approaching the body as it laid in state, the family experienced something familiar. The smell. The sickly, sweet smell. They then discovered the source of the smell. Embalming fluid.
Oh.
The embalming fluid had the same, they all recognized it immediately, that that's the smell that was in the room.
Formaldehyde or something like that. That's weird.
Oh my God.
Now, the family began to research the history of the house, and they found that in the early 1900s, in the house lived Fred Zozo, also known as Zozo the Clown.
How do you spell that?
Zozzaby. Scary clown. Scary clown. Hell no!
It rhymed. I like it. It rhymed.
Now the Czech word Zozabe with an E, Zozabe, means nose. And even though Fred already had quite a prominent one, he would accentuate it with putty and red makeup. He worked at a theater known as the Floral Pavilion, but was never very successful.
Why is that?
They say his routine was old, hackneyed, and lacked any real spark of imagination. Because of this, he struggled with depression, which is actually quite common with clowns.
Did he dabble in the vaudeville routine? Was he more of a...
No, that's the problem, is that he was not, because this is, pre-vaudeville, but he was more of doing the Commedia dell'arte sort of thing, and sort of the classic mime thing when people were like, okay, we've all moved on. Okay, we've all moved on.
Smash a watermelon with a hammer or get
No, that's light years. That's light years
that's
funnier.
so far evolved.
Prop comics? No, yeah. I feel like mimes have been out since then.
Man, Dad, is it just me, or am I hearing a lot of mime hate?
Because we're humans, and all humans hate mimes. I mean, mimes are, let's face it, they're not human. There's no... Have you ever heard a mime tell you that he's human?
I actually heard a really great mime joke. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
I did not see that coming.
Exactly.
I did not see that coming.
All right, carry on.
Well done.
Now, because of his depression, which of course is,
Hilarious.
something that is... Because it's a clown. Because it's a clown. You don't know it, because they look like they're crying, and so their depression is absolutely hilarious.
Right, like he's doing the crying, but
funny.
he's pulling out 1,000 handkerchiefs to wipe his tears, and he's drinking from a bottle that has a bunch of holes in it, never goes in.
Now, because of this, he became addicted to drugs and alcohol.
Oh, hell.
Well,
His performances became more and more erratic, and sometimes even confrontational. It seemed that he was slowly plunging into madness. His final performance ended with him throwing a bucket of gasoline on the audience and attempting to set them on fire. But luckily, he was unsuccessful.
That's the punkest thing I've ever heard in my life. He doused the audience in gasoline. Like Gigi Allen, where you at?
He's out the ether like, that was a good idea, man.
Damn it, I wish I had that idea.
this guy is not messing around.
All I do is throw poop at the audience, but that's crazier.
Flaming poop at the audience.
How are we going to follow that, guys?
Zozabe was arrested and placed in the local asylum, where, of course, he eventually committed suicide.
And this was in Liverpool?
Yes.
Okay.
How did he commit suicide, if I may ask?
Hanging.
Yep.
Yes. Always. It's always
Classic.
hanging with clowns.
Classic.
Because you walk in, they're like a pinata. You're like, hey, look at this guy. He's just hanging there.
I doubt they put him in the jail cell with the clown stuff on.
Maybe.
Maybe this
But
is
maybe it's just, he's so good at it, he doesn't need the makeup at this point. You believe
You
it. It's
just
like,
know he's
you know
a clown.
what? He's not wearing it, but I totally believe he's a
buy
clown
this.
right now. I totally see it. Zozabe is said to not only haunt the house, previously mentioned, but also is known to make his presence known to other locales in the area.
Nice, so he's not actually confined
He's
to
not
just the
locked in
house
any place.
or the jail cell where he killed himself. He can move around. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well done.
In 2010, a 4-year-old woman named Kelly moved into a house 3 doors down from the house in which Zozabe lived. On the 3rd night at the house, she went to bed, exhausted from scraping off wallpaper. She was just about to drift off to sleep when she felt her bed shake. She had no idea what could have caused this. She slowly turned over and saw that in the bed next to her, in the darkness, was a man laying next to her, facing away from her towards the door.
Man.
She froze with fear as she began to make out the shape of a cone-shaped hat on his head
Zozo, man.
and a ruffled white collar. The man was silently shaking, and she got the strong impression he was shaking with subdued laughter.
Oh, God. This is creepy, dude.
That's some Joker.
This is a good, this is a good story.
Really skin crawling.
Kelly rolled sideways and fell out of the bed.
Nice.
She sprung to her feet and bolted for the door. She ran down the stairs, threw the lock off the front door, and got on her front porch. She turned, looked up, and became frozen with horror as she saw the shadow of the clown gliding across the landing and disappearing into the night. For some reason, she stayed in the house.
Oh, no.
On the next night, she slept with a Bible next to her.
All right.
Okay.
She
Makes
awoke
sense.
around 4 a.m. because she smelled something.
God, the
Something
fish in the microwave she forgot
sweet.
to get out.
And
Oh, yeah.
overpowering.
That's fish in the microwave.
Kelly was the worst coworker to ever be.
Damn you, Captain Gordon. Your delicious clam fries.
Now she opened up the windows to keep from being overwhelmed by the scent. And then, nothing else. That was the last experience Kelly had in the house. But now, she has a Bible in every room, just in case.
What?
So the moral of this story is that some people find clowns amusing or funny. Most people find them creepy at best. But we can all agree, dead clowns are scary as hell.
Yes, they are. And also, Sarah...